Welcome, loyal listeners, to another episode of Eclectic Full Contact Theater's splendid satirical saunter down memory lane to those thrilling days of yesteryear, throwing shade. Remember, if you love the adventures of the Shade and the Vamp, head over to Patreon at www.patreon.com/EFCT and become a subscriber for all sorts of exclusive Shade rewards. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy Eclectic Full Contact Theater's Throwing Shade.
There is a darkness in the minds of men, a darkness in their hearts, a darkness in a room with no lights. And who knows that darkness? The Shade knows. By day, Theodore Rockwell is a go-get-em reporter for the Chicago Gazette-Times-Herald, but by night, he becomes the Shade. Using his uncanny ability to wear dark clothing, he, assisted by his girl Friday, Wednesday morning, who is the mysterious female vigilante, the Vamp, defends the downtrodden and fights the forces of evil. Well, in fairness, it's a lot more like fighting the forces of slightly less than competent mischief. We aren't talking FBI's most wanted here. Oops. Sorry. Really not helping the dramatic tension. But can one man defend the innocent from the scourge of Chicago's underbelly? Find out in this week's episode, Father Time. And this week, you know what? I don't understand how it's possible we can't keep a sponsor for more than 1 week. Yes, listeners, while Dust Bowl deodorant did, in fact, keep people's underarms dry, it also allegedly caused their underarm hair to fall out, followed shortly by the hair on the top of their head, then their teeth. In a revelation that no one could have foreseen, the amount of uranium in Dust Bowl deodorant was deemed unsafe for human consumption. When asked about the presence of a highly radioactive isotope in a personal grooming product, a spokesman for the Department of War replied, and I quote, "The product functioned as intended." There was more. But once mention was made of having to break a few eggs in order to make an omelet, the press started backing slowly out of the room. In the wake of record numbers of the indigent coming down with uranium poisoning, Dust Bowl deodorant has disappeared from the shelves. So we here at Throwing Shade are happy to welcome our new sponsor, the fine people at Johnco, makers of the Happy Housewife Cleaning Wand. Made for reaching deep into tight places, the Happy Housewife Cleaning Wand is guaranteed to keep your little woman smiling. Also brought to you by Eclectic Full Contact Theater, bringing you high-quality 1930s radio-style satire since, well, let's just say we're old enough to know better, but young enough not to care. Previously on Throwing Shade,
we're the Squeezebox Bandits.
Your mother flew out from New Jersey because you missed a phone call?
Listen to me, Douche. If you think you'd threaten the Gazette-Times-Herald, you've got another thing coming.
All caught up? Great! On to our story. Act 1, Scene 1. Private Problems. A new morning dawns on Chicago. It was a peaceful day in the Windy City, with happy people going about their happy business.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Certainly a lovely day, isn't it?
I couldn't agree more.
With nary a disagreement in sight.
How about them Cubs?
Sorry, friend, I root for the Sox.
The Sox? So you cheer on cheaters?
Well, at least they had to be paid to lose. The Cubs do it for free.
You knew that couldn't last. But then This respectful difference of opinion.
Dirty Black Sox fan!
How's that World Series title from 1906 doing? Cherish it, because you won't see another one of those this century, I'll bet.
Was interrupted by a sound guaranteed to strike fear into the stoutest of hearts.
Did you hear that?
Don't try to change the subject, you North Side nincompoop.
No, I mean a sound that's truly terrifying.
Ah!
Both sounds had come from the nearby Fourth National Bank, where inside, dastardly deeds were being done.
All right, folks, if you would all be kind enough to get on the floor and stay still, Larry and I would truly appreciate it, wouldn't we, honey bunny?
We sure would, Pumpkin. It would suit us right down to the ground. But don't worry, while Esther here lightens the teller's load, I'll entertain you all with some musical machinations. And the one, and the two.
No, please! Anything but that! We'll do whatever you say, just make it stop!
Stop! Don't make them mad. She has a gun.
Irma, I'd rather take my chances with the gun!
I've been working on this one for a while now. I give you The Flight of the Bumblebee. And the one, and the two.
Okay, Sonny, put the money in the sack.
Please! I have money! Take it! Make it stop!
Calm down.
Take my wife, please! What? Hit me again! Maybe the ringing in my ears will drown out the music!
Look, lady, we got a safety deposit box in the back. I'll let you into them. Will you make it stop?
What did you say? Hold on, I can't hear a thing with these in my ears.
Are you wearing corks in your ears? You mean...
That I can't take that music either? You got that right, Sonny. But love finds a way. Isn't that right, honey bunny?
That's right, Pumpkin.
Now, if you could just hurry up with the cashola, youngster.
I can strike up another tune. I've been working on the bar where I'm Seville.
No, just take it all!
Thanks, young feller. Now you all make sure to tell everybody the Squeezebox Bandits are back, and nothing's gonna stop us. Ooh, nice one, Larry.
I was inspired by the radio.
That's my honey bunny. Let's go.
You see, Irma? I told you the radio would be the downfall of America. It ain't natural.
I don't care what you say, Irv. I ain't giving up my Friday night Tales of the Midnight Marauder.
How many times I gotta tell you, Irma? Stories about mass crime fighters aren't realistic.
A few hours later, at the offices of the Chicago Gazette-Times-Herald, Editor-in-Chief Clarence Clemens was feeling vindicated.
Ha! I'm vindicated. Now, I don't like to say I told you so.
Really? Pretty sure he relishes it.
There was that time he predicted Babe Ruth wouldn't retire a Yankee.
And the time he predicted that drought would cause dust storms.
Though nobody really disagreed with him on that one.
And of course, when he said the Boulder Dam would actually get finished.
Though I still say he's wrong about Mickey Mouse eventually being filmed in color. What's the point? He's black and white. It'd be a waste.
If I could continue... Thank you. Now, as I was saying, I am vindicated!
What about, Mr. Clemens?
The Squeezebox Bandits knocked over another bank. I knew they hadn't quit. They are dangerous, desperate criminals whose crime spree was inspired by the radio.
What? How could the radio be responsible for a crime spree?
Larry said it himself, that he personally was inspired by the radio. It's like I always say, crime is always the fault of entertainment.
I think the broken economy, sky-high unemployment, and obscene wealth disparity has more to do with spurring crime than the radio.
Nope, definitely the radio. You broadcast shows about crime, you inspire criminals. They do it for the fame.
Except every one of those shows ends with the criminal getting caught and put behind bars.
By some kook in a mask. It inspires criminals and vigilantes. They feed each other. We'd be better off banning the whole thing altogether.
The Shade and the Vamp were around long before the Masked Marauder show.
Right. So there's no way they could have been inspired by the radio. Good thinking, Wednesday.
Good thinking, Rockwell.
Ah, so you agree?
No, I completely disagree. I just, for some reason, felt compelled to say that.
Now I feel vindicated.
Now, Chief, you can't possibly believe that the radio should be banned.
Of course not. That would be ridiculous. Just crime shows. Keep the comedians and the polka music.
Polka music?
Polka music?
Yes, polka music. Now that's entertainment.
Wait, doesn't polka music involve accordions?
That's true, it does.
And doesn't Larry the bank robber use an accordion?
That's true, he does.
Hold on!
So, obviously, his crime spree was inspired by polka music, and we should ban that!
That's true, we should. And accordions.
Most definitely accordions.
You can't blame accordions. Accordions don't rob banks. People rob banks.
Yet Larry said he was inspired by the radio. So, obviously, it's the fault of polka music.
It's science!
You can't believe anything a criminal says. It's all a ploy to get out of taking responsibility for their actions.
Wednesday, call a doctor.
What? Why?
I'm afraid the chief gave himself whiplash changing direction so fast.
Well done, Mr. Rockwell.
Well done, Miss Morning.
Look, I said they'd start robbing banks again, so I still get to be vindicated.
Well, we can't argue with that.
You two get out there and find out what made those two resurface.
We should check local charities and businesses, see if anyone's made a sizable donation recently.
That's true. They were determined to help out those who assist the less fortunate. Good idea, Wednesday.
Good idea, Rockwell.
If you can't beat 'em. Come on, Theo.
That we would have more people in here. It's a very small room for all of this stuff, and I'm not really sure what's going on. So, where do you think we should start?
Last time, they were planning on helping law enforcement, ironically.
Is that even possible?
What?
To help someone ironically. How would that work? Here's your donation, but deep down I don't care? Let me guess. Demerits?
You know it. That one was a stretch, even for you.
Maybe we should...
Telegram! Telegram for Wednesday morning! Telegram for Wednesday morning!
But it's Thursday afternoon.
I expected better from you, Wally Winchell.
I can't help it. Ever since I insisted on writing stories about the unrest in Europe, Clemens has me on the joke a day column.
Time and place, Wally.
Sorry to interrupt this cleverly constructed banter, but I've got a full day of telegramming ahead of me, so could you tell me where I could find Wednesday morning?
Have you tried the middle of the week?
Good one, Wally.
I hate you both. Ignore them. I'm Wednesday morning. I'll take it.
Sorry, no can do.
Oh, no. It's not a singing telegram, is it?
What? Oh, heavens no. Nothing so tacky. We here at Freudian Slip Telegrams focus on heartfelt communication between relatives.
Well, that sounds wonder!
Read out loud at a volume people can't help but overhear, helping to continue and exacerbate whatever issues you may have with your family members.
Oh, no. Wait!
Weddy, this is your father. Stop. I'm being transferred to the coast, but have 3 days leave in this commie city. Stop. Staying downtown. Stop. Expect to see you. Stop. Try not to disappoint me again. Stop. Colonel Morning.
Colonel?
Weddy?
Any reply?
None I can say in public.
Excellent. I'll let him know.
But I said no reply.
I know. We here at Freudian Slip Telegrams specialize in sullen silence. Have a nice day.
I say again, Weddy?
Your father's a colonel?
Yes. Colonel Sanders Morning. Graduated top of his class at West Point, youngest officer to command a regiment, recipient of the Silver Star, the Distinguished Service Cross, and the Victory Medal.
I'm impressed you remember all that.
That's what passed for bedtime stories at my house.
I think we're all missing the most important thing here. Weddy?
It's a nickname my parents gave me. One of the few things they agreed on.
You're telling me both of them thought that was a good idea?
You see...
Wait, I have to write this down.
Wally, have you ever tried wearing a typewriter as a necktie?
On second thought, I'm sure there's a pun somewhere just waiting to be immortalized in my column.
I've got an immortal pun for you. What's Dracula's least favorite food? Steak!
Wednesday, you're a saint.
I don't know what his problem is. That's a pun you can really sink your teeth into.
Maybe he just thinks you're a pain in the neck.
What are you typing now?
Giving myself points. Humor under duress.
Don't think you're going to distract me. Your father's in town and I can't wait to meet him.
Theo, no. Trust me, that's the last thing you want.
Oh, how bad could he be?
Think Clemens. Only less cuddly.
Oh, dear.
Remember when your mother came to town?
Yeah?
I envy your relationship with her.
You poor thing. Let's do something to cheer you up. Chase down dangerous criminals.
Sweet talker.
I still want to hear about Weddy, though.
Don't push it.
Act 1, Scene 2. Non-communication. Theo and Wednesday go on the record and get called on the carpet. Theo and Wednesday made their way to the Hall of Records to be honest, I'm not really sure why they went there. I thought they were going to check on charity donations. In all honesty, folks, I feel like I missed something.
Wednesday, I feel like I missed something.
Whew, glad it's not just me.
Weren't we going to look into charity donations?
We were, but then I changed my mind.
Well, that is your prerogative.
You're learning.
Well, I still have bruises from your last lesson. So why are we at the Hall of Records?
Larry and Esther do save some of the money they steal, right? And since they're on the lam, they need a safe place to hole up. One without a landlord or nosy neighbors.
So you think they may have bought a place? Very clever, Miss Morning.
I have my moments, Mr. Rockwell.
Doesn't seem like anyone's here.
Let's ring the bell.
I wonder where everyone...
Hello!
Ah! What did she say?
I think she said hello.
No, I said hello. Edna Codswallop at your service. How may I help you?
You're not from around here, are you?
You've caught me. I'll put my hand up to it. I am, as you rightly point out, not a Chicago native. I'm impressed. Most people don't notice my accent.
Really? It's quite...
subtle! It's quite subtle.
Exactly what I was going to say. So, where are you from?
Oh, guess.
Birmingham.
Oh, no, I've never been to Alabama.
Jersey?
God blimey, I can't stand the East Coast.
London?
Oh, pull the other one! Do I sound like I'm from Kentucky? No, it's obvious, really. I'm from Iowa.
Obviously!
Don't know how I missed it.
So, what brings you two to the Hall of Records? Are you looking to register a marriage license?
What?
No.
That is not!
Not across our minds, really.
We work together.
Oh, that's a bit of never your mind. I met my Cyril on the job.
Oh, does he work here?
He does indeed. He's a janitor. We met years ago when I was a mere file clerk. You could say he swept me off my feet.
Really?
What can I say? I'm a sucker for a cute romance.
Well, would you look at that? Ain't that convenient? But don't it get heavy carrying that typewriter around your neck?
You get used to it.
So, if we could get back to... I've completely forgotten what we're doing here.
Sorry. I'm Wednesday Morning, and this is Theodore Rockwell. We work for the Chicago Gazette-Times-Herald.
Oh, that's that paper that does all them stories about the shade and the vamp? My Cyril and me love them. Cyril's very much like the shade himself.
Really? He's suave, courageous, and devilishly handsome?
He breaks things. A lot. But that's helpful in his line of work, that's why he's such a success.
Is that right?
Oh, yes. You could say he really cleans up.
Seriously? You would never allow me to get away with something like that.
It must be that adorable Iowan accent.
So, what can I do for the two of you?
We'd like to look at recent property purchases.
Ooh, is this for a case? Are you on somebody's trail? Are the shade and the vamp involved?
Well, obviously we can't comment positively one way or another.
Oh, obviously.
But in helping us, you would be doing the city a great service.
Oh, this is so exciting! I feel just like the vamp.
I can see it. You've got a kind of Elsa Lanchester thing going on. Nice outfit.
Thank you. It has pockets.
I think I love Iowa.
Let me get you those records.
Wednesday, do you ever wonder why people jump to the conclusion that we are romantically involved?
I'm assuming it's because of the societal expectation that by a certain age, everyone, especially women, should be paired off to fulfill the quasi-religious sense of moral propriety surrounding the act of procreation, which is necessary for the survival of the species.
I don't know about that, but I think we may have found the reason you're still single.
Oh.
Here we go.
Mrs. Codswallop?
Oh, just Edna, dear. No need to stand on ceremony.
Edna, we just need records from the last few months.
That's what this is, dearie. With the bottom falling out of the market and the whole economy, prices is lower than a grasshopper's kneecap, they is. So, property is being snapped up like trifle.
This many purchases in such a short time doesn't seem like a trifle to me. Seems pretty major.
Oh, you two are an absolute scream! Go on, pull the other one.
Pull the other what?
Oh, I do love people with a good sense of humor. My Cyril, he's got a wonderful sense of humor, he does.
Does he?
Gore blimey, does he ever? He's a master of wordplay. Don't try to beat him, because he'll just
mop the floor with you.
Right in one. Well, I'll leave you to your work. I have to go tell Cyril. He'll be tickled pink that I've met you.
We really appreciate your help, Edna.
My pleasure, Poppet. And I'll just leave this here, just in case. Ta-ta!
I can't believe it. She left us a marriage license. Oh well, it seems they're pretty tightly bound to quasi-religious concepts of procreational morality.
Or we just make a cute couple.
What?
Nothing. I didn't say anything. I think it was the wind. See? Let's check the records.
Seems like most of these purchases involved corporations buying up land and buildings. Hardly any individuals.
Well, regular people don't have any money.
Funny how that works. Companies crash the stock market and it's John Q. Public that goes broke.
It isn't fair, Wednesday, but that's why we... Eureka!
How exactly do we eureka, Theo?
Well, usually it involves a tub full of water and a Greek mathematician.
Sorry I asked.
But in this case, it involves the answer to our question staring us right in the face. Take a gander at this.
What am I looking at?
This entry here, the purchase of an old abandoned school of music.
Okay, it was bought 2 months ago by a well-prim corporation. How does that help us?
It is times like this, Wednesday, when a lesser man would ridicule you for your repeated disdain of my love of clever wordplay and puns.
I have a great respect for clever wordplay, when it doesn't take a map and 2 Sherpas to lead me through it.
I, however, am not a lesser man, and will therefore not stoop to such juvenile taunting.
Pretty sure you just did.
But if you look closely at the company name...
Well, Prim, wait! That's whelp and prim put together.
Exactly. So I think that's a holding company for Larry and Esther, and that old music school is where they're hiding.
Good catch, Theo. Have to say, I'm impressed.
Now maybe my endless stream of puns will get some respect.
Don't push it.
Understood. Let's go!
And where do you think you're going, young lady?
Sir, I suggest you move out of the way and get your eyes checked. I am very obviously a man.
That's debatable. But I was talking to my daughter.
Dad?
Act 1, Scene 3. The French Lieutenant's Woman. The Squeezebox Bandits plot their biggest heist yet. Or at least they try. Meanwhile, across town in an old abandoned music school, our two villains were concocting a bold and daring heist. Well, Esther was concocting a bold and daring heist. Larry was doggedly practicing the bridge to Minnie the Moocher.
There's nothing like a quiet afternoon with your sweetie in your secret hideout, curled up with the latest issue of Mademoiselle. Would you look at this? 1935 is certainly a scandalous year for fashion. Yum.
Okay, so apparently nobody is concocting a bold and daring heist. That's it. I'm taking a nap. Y'all on y'all own.
What was that, Sugar Plum? I couldn't hear you over Bessie.
What's that, Sugar Britches? I couldn't hear you through the corks.
I think we need to plan another job, my turtle dove.
Really? I was just enjoying having some time off.
Well, that money won't last forever. The mortgage on this place is pretty steep. Times are tough.
They wouldn't be so tough if we kept more of the money we stole.
Esther, we're doing this to help people.
I know, my little pumpkin loaf, but our expenses have increased, so we really should get a larger cut.
I didn't start robbing banks to get rich.
Why not? What's wrong with being rich? Not crazy crush people beneath our boot heel and destroy their lives rich. Just lay back and enjoy life without ever having to work again rich. We can be that kind of rich and still give money to others.
I don't know.
Come on, sweetie. If we had more money, we could get things to help us take care of the hideout better, like the John Co. Happy Housewife Cleaning Wand. It's the perfect cleaning tool to get into all those tight spaces.
Really? But how does it work?
Its patented cylindrical shape slides right into even the narrowest cranny or tightest nook. Then its powerful vibratory action shakes dirt and dust loose, making every corner of your house clean as a whistle. Believe me, it's revolutionary and puts a smile on the face of every housewife that uses it.
Well, that does sound useful, but I can't help but think that if we keep more money, we'll slip into being criminals.
We're bank robbers, Larry.
But we're like Robin Hood, outlaws, not criminals.
I'm pretty sure Robin Hood let Maid Marian get a new dress every once in a while.
What?
I'd just like us to indulge every once in a while. Spoil ourselves. After all, we're the ones taking all the risks. And I just found the cutest dress in Mademoiselle right next to the ad for the Happy Housewife Cleaning Wand.
Oh my, that's very...
It certainly is.
And you'd wear that?
Anytime you'd like.
I guess we do deserve an increase. After all, you can't take it with you.
I knew you'd see it my way. I love you, honey bunny.
I love you, Pumpkin. Now, maybe you could do something for me, my little Applejack.
Anything, Cupcake.
Anything?
Anything.
Well, in that case...
Yes?
Could you go upstairs and evict our tenants?
What? Larry, how could you be so heartless? Those poor girls are homeless.
No, Esther. Fifi LaRue just had her place raided. I understand taking them in because we needed the rent money to help make ends meet, but I'm not sure it's the best idea to have them here.
Lawrence Welp, I'm surprised at you. I didn't take you for a prude who'd look down his nose at women doing honest work.
Oh, it's not that, honey bun. It's just that this is supposed to be a secret hideout. With Fifi and her girls here, we've got a lot of traffic. I'm worried we'll be found out.
Don't you worry, my little cheese plate. Fifi won't let our secret out. Remember, you can't have indiscretions without discretion.
Hiya!
Ah!
Wow, you two need to relax. You're as nervous as me in church.
Surely you startled us.
That was obvious. Surely she will, at your service. Fifi wanted me to stop by and drop off the rent.
Surely I keep telling Fifi she doesn't have to drop off the rent in a bag full of small unmarked bills.
I know. I told her that too after the last time, but that's the way she's always paid for protection, so she's used to it. Besides, she knows you two don't need no extra attention.
Funny you should mention that, surely.
And I want to let you know that Fifi and all us girls really appreciate you taking us in after the raid.
Don't mention it, dearie. You all can stay as long as you need.
You two are really aces.
I think it's terrible they turned you out like that.
Well, next year's an election year, so we were kind of expecting it. That's why Fifi had so much stuff in storage, ready to move in here.
She did seem awfully well prepared.
Oh, this happens every 4 years. The mayor puts on a big show of shutting us down. We lay low for a while, then it's back to business as usual. This is a much nicer setup, though, I gotta say.
Really?
Yeah, we don't get as much walk-up business here, but it's nice for our regulars who might have felt our other location was a little too...
Public?
I was gonna say well-lit, but that works too.
So you'll be going back to your old place?
Oh yeah, the police are keeping an eye on it right now. Make sure nobody muscles in.
Why would they do that?
Who do you think was getting those bags of small unmarked bills before you? Anyway, thanks again. See ya!
Larry, why do I feel like we went into the wrong racket?
It's like I told you, Esther. We may be outlaws, but we're not criminals. Now come on, we have a bold and daring heist to concoct.
Finally! Act 1, Scene 4. Officer's Mess. Wednesday's father reveals a secret that could change everything. While Larry and Esther got down to business, in a small diner on the other side of town, Theo and Wednesday were settling in for a little chat with Wednesday's father, Colonel Sanders Morning. His skin was like boot leather, his eyes hard and cold as bullets, his voice the gravelly rumble of approaching thunder. Oh, I scared myself! Wednesday was not looking forward to this talk.
Dad, what are you doing here?
I sent a telegram to that so-called paper you work for, and I wanted you to come see me. You didn't show up, so I came looking for you.
I meant in Chicago, and I had to work.
You call picking up a marriage license work? And just who are you planning on marrying? Not this numbskull, I hope.
Mr. Morning.
It's Colonel.
Of course. Colonel, I'm Theodore Rockwell, and may I say what an honor it is to meet you. Wednesday's told me so much about you.
Really?
Not a bit. But I want to let you know that the marriage license was handed to us accidentally by the lady at the Hall of Records. Funny story. You see, she thought we were a couple.
And why would she think that?
No reason. Something to do with tightly bound quasi-religious procreation.
What?
Theo, don't help.
Okay.
Dad, we were just there to follow up on a story.
What kind of story?
We're following leads on the Squeezebox Bandits, desperate bank robbers.
Did I ask you? Who is this pinhead anyway?
Dad, this is Theodore Rockwell, the reporter I work with. I told you about him, remember?
I remember. Just didn't believe you were serious.
So what brings you to Chicago, Dad?
I'm on my way to a new post. I thought I'd swing by to check up on you, see how you were doing.
Well, that sounds adorably paternal.
Because our deal is almost up, remember?
Deal? What deal?
I remember. I just didn't believe you were serious.
I'm sorry, what deal?
Of course I'm serious. Do you think I'm going to let my only daughter,
I have two sisters.
who are living their lives the way they're supposed to, married, giving me grandchildren, not gallivanting around some rat-infested city pretending they can do a man's job?
Hello. What can I get ya?
Black coffee and the blue plate special.
It's customary to let the lady order first.
That is her order. Black coffee and the blue plate special.
I hate to interrupt.
This dish rag over here will have black coffee and the steak and eggs. Steak, very rare. He needs to toughen up.
Now, wait a minute.
I'll have black coffee and dry toast.
Dry toast.
Dry toast.
Alrighty then. Be back soon.
No, wait, don't go.
I will have you know that I can do a man's job, and have been doing it. Theo and I are responsible for some of the most popular and important stories in Chicago.
The ones about those vigilantes, the shade and the vamp. I know. I've read them.
You have? Well, then you'll know how invaluable Wednesday...
And while I wholeheartedly support them kicking the stuffing out of criminals.
Well, they don't actually kick.
They're concerned citizens who try to avoid violence.
Nonsense. Violence is the only way to deal with lawbreakers.
Human rights?
Nobody was worried about human rights in the trenches, girlie.
Literally why the Geneva Convention was adopted.
What?
Nothing.
I'm sorry, but could we get back to the deal?
Here's your coffees.
Thank you. Oh, and miss, about the coffee...
What's wrong with it?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I love strong, black, scalding, bitter coffee. But when you bring the food, could you bring some sugar for my steak?
You want sugar for your... Oh, yes, of course.
And there's an extra $5 in it for you if you get word to the outside and bring help.
It's not even noon yet, and it's going to be a long night.
Now, about this deal.
I told my father that I wanted to be a reporter instead of immediately getting married. He agreed to give me 5 years to make that happen. If I could prove that I could succeed in a man's profession, I could continue. If I couldn't make the grade, then I would have to come home and get married.
And that 5 years is almost up.
Wait, you said you had 2 sisters. Why did your dad let you go out and get a job?
I'm the youngest.
I always wanted a son.
Well, as far as I can see...
Here you go. 1 blue plate special.
Hold on. This plate isn't blue.
It's a very popular dish. We ran out of blue plates. Here's your dry toast.
This is the way I like it. Cardboard-like. Compliments to the chef.
Right. And here's your steak and eggs with a side of sugar. Is the steak rare enough?
Well, let's see. I'll just stick my fork in it. That's rare, all right.
Theo, you made that sound.
Yes, Wednesday. Yes, I did. I am desperate for some levity. Oops! I accidentally spilled the sugar meant for my steak into my coffee. Clumsy me. Oh, well, waste not, want not.
Oh, and sir, about that other thing, I'll have you know I just released a homing pigeon for you.
You did?
Well, it may have been just a pigeon I found in the alley, but I sent it flying.
Well, there's a well-known saying about beggars and choosers. Here's your $5.
Thanks. Enjoy.
Now, where were we? Oh, right, your life-altering agreement with your father. Seems to me you have nothing to worry about. You've mastered your profession. Being the only woman on staff at the Chicago Gazette-Times-Herald proves that.
Thank you, Theo.
No, it does it? Tell me this, Weddy. Are you actually a reporter?
Or
are you just a typist?
I am not a typist.
Sorry. I was confused by the typewriter around your neck.
I can assure you, Mr. Morning.
Colonel,
I can assure you, Colonel, that Weddy here... Sorry, it felt as if someone kicked me.
Don't think they didn't.
Wednesday is definitely a reporter. I report things to her, she types them up, then she reports them to the editor. See? Reporter.
Do you have a byline?
Well...
That's what I thought. You have until the end of the week to get a byline. Otherwise, you come home to West Virginia. I've got a very solid coal miner picked out for you. Still has both lungs.
That's not fair!
Fair? There is no fair. There wasn't any fair in the trenches at Verdun when I was drinking stale rainwater out of my own boot.
Why would you use a boot?
Because we were men. That's why. We ate things that would turn your stomach, saw things that would curdle your blood, and did things that haunt our dreams every night. I miss those days.
Colonel Morning, why don't I show you around the city while Wednesday goes back to chasing down the story? That way the story will be hers alone, and you'll see just how capable she is.
You'd do that?
Seems useless. Weddy should just come home now.
Now, you said she had until the end of the week. A man of his word would give her that chance.
I am a man of my word.
Most of them shouted.
And this way you can keep an eye on me and make sure I don't assist her in any way.
I do get the feeling that you need to be looked after.
Then it's all settled. The Colonel and I will get to know one another while my crack partner gets the scoop. What could possibly go wrong?
Sorry, folks. Everybody's gotta leave. We're closing.
What? Why?
Some crazy pigeon flew in the kitchen and it's raising all kinds of ruckus.
Like I said, what could possibly go wrong?
We'll return to throwing shade, Father Time, in just a moment. But first, a word from our sponsor. Friends, are you tired of having your wife complain the minute you walk through the door? Going on and on about how hard she works and what a chore the housework is? Does her constant nagging make you want to give in and actually assist in what is her job? Well, before you do anything crazy like lending a hand and normalizing males doing housework, instead, head over to the local hardware store and get the little lady a Happy Housewife cleaning wand from John Co. That's right, the Happy Housewife cleaning wand is the latest in housework technology. Its long, cylindrical shape is perfect for sliding into tight places and reaching deep into those hard-to-reach crevices. And to make the cleaning effortless, the Happy Housewife cleaning wand sends pulses of electrical energy down its length, loosening dirt with a strong vibratory motion. Yes, friends, get your little lady a John Co. Happy Housewife cleaning wand. and she may never ask you to help her with anything. Act 2, Scene 1. General disappointment. Theo looks to Clemens for assistance, and that goes about as well as you'd expect. While Wednesday went off in search of the impossible dream of satisfying her highly critical and dissatisfied, I've got standards so high I can't see over them, father, Theo took Colonel Sanders' morning around town. Their first stop, the offices of the Chicago Gazette-Times-Herald.
What are we doing here? If I wanted to see the inner workings of a den of union-loving liberal slackers, I would have stayed in Washington.
I can assure you, Colonel, Editor-in-Chief Clemens is no slacker.
I've read your stories praising Roosevelt.
Well, he's done a lot of good.
Listen, a minimum wage is just giving people an excuse not to work hard. Guarantee a man the ability to live a decent life, and productivity drops. Fear is the only true motivator. Fear of unemployment, starvation, pain, that gets the workers moving.
Well, I think the recent crash
There
proves
were no
that...
guarantees in the forests of Argonne, just fear. Coppery smell of our own mortality wafting through the air. Ah, memories.
Yes. Would you like to talk to someone other than me?
What? Why?
No reason. Come on, I think you and the Chief will get along just fine.
Who is it? This better be important!
It's me, Chief.
Rockwell! What are you doing here? You're supposed to be out on the street, doing your job!
Oh, I know, Chief, and I can assure you that the story is being followed up on. But I wanted you to meet someone. Editor-in-Chief Clemens, this is Colonel Sanders Morning, Wednesday's father.
Colonel! Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. I always knew Wednesday had brass, but I had no idea. Did you just make a pun? Well, what do you know? I did. Where's Wednesday and that typewriter? Happens a lot around here, especially with Rockwell. He's doing it constantly. Why am I not surprised?
Though Wednesday does keep a tight rein on them.
What are you talking about? She's as bad as you are. I'll give you points for that one, Rockwell. Typey.
See, Colonel? Told you she was succeeding at a man's job.
Childish wordplay wasn't what I had in mind.
Of course. Chief, I just wanted the Colonel here to understand how integral and important Wednesday is to the paper.
Important? Great Caesar salad! We couldn't get anything done around here without her! You really think that?
You really think that? I mean, he really thinks that.
Are you kidding? Wednesday morning is the best, most efficient typist we have. Ah, a typist.
Chief?
We'd miss half our deadlines if it weren't for that girl and her weird neck-bound typewriter.
Chief?
And believe me, all the reporters feel the same way. The reporters, of which my daughter is not. Wednesday, a reporter? Don't be ridiculous. That's a man's job.
Oh, Chief.
That's what I thought. Thanks, Mr. Clemens. You were right, Rockwell. I do like him. Anything I can do for Uncle Sam. Now, if there isn't anything else, Rockwell, get out there and get me that story!
Trust me, Colonel, Wednesday is much more than a typist.
You're a reporter, right?
Absolutely. One of the top reporters here at the paper.
And would you say my daughter is on equal footing with you? That's what I thought.
Colonel, I know your daughter very well.
And how do you know my daughter so well?
Well, we work very closely.
How closely?
Not that closely. In fact, we rarely socialize. Never socialize. Acquaintances, really. Colleagues, nothing more.
Keep it that way. My wedding needs to be with a real man, not some pencil-neck scribbler.
I will have you know...
What?
That my penmanship is excellent. I just think Wednesday should be able to make her own decisions. She's an intelligent woman and should be free to make up her own mind.
Are you telling me you know what's best for my daughter? More than me?
Did I say that? I don't recall saying that. Is someone calling me? Coming!
God, I miss the war.
Act 2, Scene 2. Corporal Punishment. The vamp works out her issues. While Theo continued his walking tour of Chicago, impressive since his feet were planted firmly in his mouth, Wednesday headed for the address of Wellprim's headquarters. Though she did make a few side trips as the vamp to blow off some steam.
Get back here!
What? I gave back the purse!
Oh, but he kept my wallet.
Snitch!
That's for stealing from little old ladies!
More than a few side trips.
All right, reach for the sky.
Eek-a-mugga! Somebody help!
Excuse me, sir.
Who?
That's for telling me I could never be as good as a man!
Oh, vamp, Wait, he didn't say that.
Okay, several side trips. This lady had a lot of steam to blow off.
Look, Jimmy, you know the rules. You don't have the money for Mr. Gazzo, I gotta break your thumbs.
I swear I have the money. I just need more time.
Hey, you wanna dance, you gotta pay the band. You wanna borrow, you gotta pay the man, understand?
Hey, that rhymed. Pretty impressive, Rocco.
Thanks, I've been working on that for a while now.
Hey, vamp, you want to talk to somebody other than me?
Why?
No reason. Thanks for the help.
How's that for a byline?
While the vamp worked her way through the city, dealing with her emotional issues through healthy, misdirected violence, she just happened to cross paths with two mismatched tourists who were not getting along.
Colonel Morning, I just want to apologize once again. I truly meant no offense.
I don't know what you were thinking taking me there.
It's a popular tourist destination.
Nobody in their right mind takes an army colonel to someplace called Navy Pier.
It has a Ferris wheel.
Which just proves what a circus the Navy is. I don't know why I'm saddled with a waste of space like you.
Because your daughter is busy, desperately trying to prove she's a capable enough adult for you to finally treat her like one.
What did you say?
Nothing. Wasn't me. It was the wind. See? What's that? Someone calling? Coming!
As Theo turned to make a hasty retreat, he ran into the vamp. Literally.
Watch it, Buster! Theo!
The vamp?
Seems like you do have some uses after all, Rockwell. You stopped this feminine felon dead in her tracks.
That's not what I am at all! I'm the vamp. Highly capable crime fighter.
The vamp, huh? I can see it. You've got kind of a Mae West quality. Nice outfit.
Thanks. It has pockets.
Good tactical decision. So you're a vigilante?
I am. The Shade and myself protect this city.
Where is he anyway? Isn't he your boss?
He is
The
not!
Shade and the vamp are partners, Colonel.
Partners? This Shade fella sounds like as big a namby-pamby as you. Probably served in the Navy.
I'll have you know, Colonel, that on my way here, I stopped a purse snatcher, a mugger, and a loan shark's muscle.
By yourself?
By yourself?
By myself.
Now that's the kind of gumption I wished Weddy had.
What?
All I hear from her are excuses. Nobody listens to me because I'm a woman. Women aren't taken seriously. Do people take you seriously?
Well...
Absolutely.
There you have it. I keep telling her if you want to succeed, you have to work hard. So if you're not successful, it's because you're lazy.
Well, I think that's an oversimplification. I mean, women do face certain obstacles men don't.
Thank you.
Yeah. The fact they weren't born men. But we can't do anything about that.
I have to go.
This young lady here proves that's a load of hogwash. I bet you don't go around complaining about people listening to the shade instead of you.
Only because nobody pays attention when I do.
What?
Exactly. I'm off. I have bank robbers to track down.
Best of luck. Hopefully the shade can join you later.
I'd rather be hunting down those miscreants with you than where I'm off to now.
Where's that?
The world's worst tour guide is taking me to the Third National Bank to show me the lobby.
It has some wonderful examples of Rococo architecture.
Do you even know what Rococo architecture is?
No, but then I figure he doesn't either. I thought you were trying to get a byline. How can you do that as the vamp?
You just keep him busy.
I'm doing my best. He really doesn't like me.
Sure you don't want me to come with you, vamp? It's been a while, but I'm sure I can still flush quarry out of their hidey holes and then...
And to be honest, he scares me.
No, Colonel, we like to bring him in alive.
Pity. All right, pencil pusher. Take me to your fancy bank. I hope my heart can stand the excitement.
If you find them, let me know. I don't want you going in there alone.
It's Larry and Esther. You don't think I can handle them?
Of course you can. I just want to get away from your father.
Rockwell! Front and center!
Yes, sir!
Good luck, Theo. You're gonna need it.
Act 2, Scene 3. Frankly unbelievable bank-adjacent ridiculousness. Everything comes together, like nitro and glycerin. As the vamp continued her rooftop journey to what she hoped would be the Squeezebox Bandits' hideout, over at the Third National Bank, things were humming along as usual. Which is to say, they were shuffling along at a speed that would make a sloth say, "Can we hurry it up a little?"
Next customer, please.
I cannot believe this appalling lack of service. I've been waiting for 10 minutes!
10 whole minutes. I've been in this line for a half an hour with a recalcitrant child.
Ow! Your vile little offspring just kicked me in the shin.
Spike, how many times do I have to tell you? We don't kick strangers in the shin.
He looked at me funny.
Ow! Now he hit me with a pop gun.
Spike, I'm so sorry. He's just very high-strung.
Yes, he should be. This is humiliating. For a captain of industry such as myself, with my class, social standing...
Humility?
Humility? Oh, I see what you did. Yes, very droll. I'll thank you not to insert yourself in a private conversation, Mr.
Squigmond. Lenny Squigmond. And considering your volume, this conversation ain't exactly private there, Chief.
My name is not Chief, Mr. Squigmond.
Call me Lenny. You know, us being in the same line and all, might as well be chummy.
Nice to meet you, Lenny. My name's Maggie.
Nice to meet you, ma'am. And this little scamp is your boy?
Yes, this is Spike. Say hello, Spike.
Aw, dry up.
Charming. Shouldn't this delight be in school?
Oh, he's not feeling well, but I couldn't leave him home alone, so I had to bring him with me on my errands.
Oh dear, I do hope it's nothing trivial. Ow!
Good shot, Sonny.
Thanks, mister. I've been practicing.
Spike, I told you the pop gun is only for outside.
Yes, so much more room out there. Plenty of traffic to play in.
You seem kinda out of sorts there, buddy.
I am not your buddy. I am John Paul Geddit, industrialist and all-around very important person. I am appalled that, due to my government's inability to keep the economy growing in the face of perfectly legitimate unrestricted speculation by myself and my colleagues, that in order to conduct my business, I am forced to wait in line with the rest of the hoi polloi.
Trust me, chum, I ain't seen no hoi or polloi. I'm Catholic myself, but live and let live, I always say. You seen any of these hoi polloi, Maggie?
To be honest, Lenny, I don't think I'd know my hoi from my polloi.
Ow!
Spike?
He's making up words. You told me it was wrong to make stuff up.
Kid's got a point.
This is where public education gets you.
At that moment, the massive doors swung open, and Theo and the Colonel entered the stately lobby of the Third National Bank.
As you can see, Colonel, amazing Rococo architecture.
And where exactly is this fine Rococo architecture?
Well, as you can see, it's very clearly in the, architecture.
I hope you'll take this in the spirit in which it's offered. You're an idiot.
Well, I will admit, Colonel, I had an ulterior motive in bringing you here.
While I prefer straight talk to candor, I am happy to see you're not actually a devotee of bank lobby decor.
Perish the thought. I brought you here, Colonel, because I wanted... Wait, was that...
What kind of dust bowl, Okie from Muskogee, panhandling lowlife plays an accordion in the bank?
Oh, no.
Alrighty, folks. If you'd be so kind as to reach for the sky, the Squeezebox Bandits are here to lighten your pocketbook.
Will Theo be able to stop the Squeezebox Bandits?
In all of the banks in all of the city, they had to walk into this one.
Will Colonel Morning warm up to Theo?
I'd rather kiss a kraut.
Will Wednesday avoid becoming a meek and obedient housewife?
And that's for belittling my dreams! I'm sorry, what was the question?
These and other questions like them will be seriously considered in next week's thrilling conclusion to Throwing Shade. Here's a sneak listen.
Ow!
Throwing Shade is brought to you by Chicago's premier storefront theater, Eclectic Full Contact Theater, announcing the Chicago premiere of David J. Lower's The Rough Guide to the Underworld. What fresh hell is this? It's a travelogue like you've never seen. Mash up a Ken Burns documentary with scenes cribbed from Sorkin and Mamet. Add commentary from Virgil, Dante, and Twain. Infuse it with high-proof music and video. Then, blend until frothy. And hang on tight. You're taking a ridiculous ride through everyone's favorite mythical anti-destination! Runs May 5th through June 6th, 2020. Thursday through Saturday at 7:30. Sunday at 2 o'clock at the Athenaeum Theater, 2936 North Southport Avenue. Check out all the info at eclectic-theater.com. Tickets on sale soon. Loyal listeners get a special discount. Use the code Wednesday and get up to 50% off your tickets. This has been Throwing Shade, brought to you by Eclectic Full Contact Theater and sponsored by John Coe's Happy Housewife Cleaning Wand. Created by Sarah Siegel and Andrew Pond. Written by Andrew Pond. Starring the voice talents of Jessica Lauren Fisher, Reed Henry, Daniel Houle, Serena Johnston, Noelle Pleiss, Kaylee Osterman, Andrew Pond, Rochelle Prue, and Monica Saflick. Our Foley artist is Lori Iyer. Our engineer is Daniel Houle. And I'm your narrator, Noelle Pleiss. Special thanks to Tina Salamone! Tune in next week.
Same shade time, same shade station.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrew Pond.
And I'm Sarah Siegel.
You may remember us from such podcasts as the one you were just listening to.
We'd like to thank you for joining us and hope you've enjoyed the adventures of Theodore Rockwell and Wednesday Morning.
And The Shade and the Vamp. If so, please head over to Eclectic Full Contact Theater's Throwing Shade Patreon page at www.patreon.com/EFCT and become a patron.
You can support Throwing Shade for as little as $1 a month. That may be the literal definition of a pittance.
Become a patron today and join such luminarious folks as Mike Drugan.
Luminarious?
What? It's a word.
Anyway, becoming a patron gets you access to behind-the-scenes videos, episode outtakes, merchandise, and much, much more, including the opportunity to ask us anything.
I myself am an open book.
More like a picture book.
Be glad it's not a pop-up.
So, head over to patreon.com/EFCT to support Eclectic Full Contact Theater's Throwing Shade.
And head over to eclectic-theater.com to find out what else Eclectic Full Contact Theater is up to.
Say goodnight, Andrew.
Good night, Andrew.
Oy.